Welcome to a new series I'm about to do, and it's Notion November. And I asked, why you want to do this series? There's a couple reasons. I just finished this 365 days of creating content every single day for a year. And I always tell my people, whenever you finish a challenge, it's not the time to take a break. It's real simple to want to take a break, and then you're done. Also, I've been using Notion probably maybe about a year and a half to 2 years after it came out. And I've always dabbled in it. I can do some things, but I feel like scratching the surface of what is a really powerful app that can go a long way to help you get your S together. So whenever I catch myself lollygagging or dilly-dallying or whatever weird words your grandpa used to say, I like to put myself into an unusual challenge situation because I'm one of them idiots that don't like to lose. So I'm going to do Notion November. I also like themes. I don't know why. My brain likes it. I like rhymes. Notion November. Not a rhyme, but, sounds pretty cool. I used to do NaNoWriMo, which was a National Novel Writing Month, and you would try to write a novel in a month. So November has always been a good month for doing challenges. So I'm doing Notion November. Last year, when I started my 365, it was only supposed to be a 30-day challenge, and it was nice to have November. And that's where I was going to show people the things that I wish I knew or I wish I had whenever I started my YouTube journey. So that kind of in a nutshell says why. Mostly to hone my skills and get better at what I'm doing. So what did I decide to do about this situation? I decided to make a challenge, and I'm calling it Notion November. And I invited a bunch of people to come with me because if you learn stuff in the group, it's a little better. You got accountability partners, so forth, so on, et cetera. So if you just found this by accident, if you're new to the channel, whatever, and you're curious to jump in, you will need to have an active Notion account. It doesn't have to be pro. It could be a free one. But you can just go to any video on my channel and comment this hashtag, and it's Notion November, and it will automatically send you the link so you can get in. And it's kind of weird. It's not the best way to do this, but something I threw together until we come up with a better way. So we're doing things there. And for about the next 30 days on the channel, you will see a lot of content about me doing Notion. I don't know if I'm going to post every day or how that's going to work, but every time I get in and start playing around and learning, I'm going to do everything out loud. I'm going to learn out loud. I think it's one of the best ways to learn. It's an easy way to teach people, and it gets people away from the intimidation of feeling like, oh, well, he knew what he was doing, so it's easier for him, but I'm not going to be able to catch up. So I like to learn in public. It's just one of those things that I like to do. I will do a lot of this as one-take videos because I don't want to waste time editing. So, yeah, they're not going to be cute. They're not going to have a lot of flashy things, overlays, but I use Ecamm, so it allows me to sort of build things in a row, right? So that's how I'm able to just hit Y on the fly while I'm talking. I don't have to open Final Cut and do anything crazy like that, okay? So my personal goals, and I highly suggest you set some. My personal goals for this challenge is that if I can increase my Notion skills by, let's say, 30%, that means 1% a day, every day for the next month, I will go a pretty decent way. Because right now, I figure I use about 20% of what Notion can do. If I can get that to 50% by adding another 30, that's going to be a win for me. If you're starting out from scratch and you come in and you can hey, I can get 30% better at Notion, I think that's a good goal. But you got to set this tone for yourself. Now, what we're probably not going to do is teach a bunch of the real basic rudimentary stuff. There's way too many places out there to do so. But I'm going to start by taking you to some of the things I think will go a long way to helping you get started. Okay, so let's first off, if you haven't done so already, you're going to want to go over to notion.so. And I already screwed that up. Let me change this. You're going to want to go over to notion.so, and that's this. I'm sorry, notion.com. In the beginning, you're going to want to go to notion.com and make an account if you don't already have one. Assuming you already have one, you got this part step, you can kind of forget this step. But this is a really good starting place. And what you would want to do is scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page. And all the way down here on the bottom of the page, you'll see where it says Help Center. You're going to want to click that. What that will do is take you to this page, which is basically the documentation, how to get started. Now, I don't expect anybody in the day of YouTube to sit here and read a bunch of documents about how to use Notion. but it is a good resource if you find yourself stuck. So the reason why I think this is a good place to start is you can go in and click on the getting started, walk you through, but this Notion Academy is a very decent spot. So I'll bring this up real quick and just start with the essentials path, right? And the first thing they're going to do is tell you about the building blocks basics. And then you go ahead and click upon this. And hopefully it doesn't play the video out loud. Good. Okay. So it's going to explain to you the workspace. It's going to explain to you about building with blocks. It's going to tell you a little bit what the databases are and how you manage knowledge in Notion Agent. Now, each one of these guys comes with a video. And then there'll be a Notion employee to walk you through. They're a little dry. They're a little boring. But you should at least do this section, if nothing else. This whole section right here. Go through that so you at least get the understanding. You don't have to do these two later until you get around to it. In the beginning, as long as you do this 20 minutes of the building basics, you'll be square. You'll be able to catch up, follow along, joining in the community, have some fun. Okay. The next thing that I'm going to tell you that you should probably do is start by building some things that you already have, but maybe you just need a better system. So I came up with some ideas. I wrote it down on paper. A simple journal, something that allows you to journal every day. And it's cool about now is you can dictate, so you don't have to type the whole thing. A simple task manager, we'll come back to that, hold that thought. A simple habit tracker, that's another good one to build in the beginning because it gives you the opportunity to learn a bunch of the basics. I put a bio page, which I'll show you in a second. I kind of accidentally spoiled it, but I'll show you in a second. And then another one that's a good idea, especially with Christmas season coming up, is to build your affiliate links page. So in your content creation journey, when you start talking to people about things that you use and you like and you enjoy, if you gave them a single page that they can go to, because Notion can publish web pages, I think it's a good idea to build an affiliate page and post that sucker so that you can send a single link. And whenever you want to send people to buy stuff so that you can earn a little bit more money creating content, that'll be a good thing to build. All super easy to do. Won't require a lot of rocket science. So let's next talk about the sort of what do you need to know? Okay, so what do you need to know? Nothing. You can come in here from absolute zero. Again, I would suggest, highly suggest that you start over here and just go through this basics, which is on this essentials path. And the other thing that I was just showing you right here is if you go to the beginning, scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, there's something that takes you to templates. And the template page looks like this. When I first started, one of the things I did was download basic templates. There weren't a lot back in the day, but I downloaded some basic templates and I would just look at them and sort of see how they were built and get some ideas. You can just use templates and be cool with it. I think it's better to kind of get the idea of copying one of these or building your own from one of these so that you can learn the steps it takes and it helps you understand how Notion works. There's some really cool ones in here. You can pick any one of these suckers. And yes, as we get in the middle, I have a Notion Pro account, so I will be doing some of the stuff that can be built with, say, Notion AI. But if you were to look in here like into a mood board template, say that was something you're into it, you can see a whole bunch of these. And most of these are free, or they'll have a little number next to it, like $5 or something. Here's a learning and inspiration hub. Here's a mood tracker. Mine would be super simple, grouchy, old. There's a bunch of stuff in here. Some of them are cute and fancy. Some of them are basic, but I think these are good ways to find something that you're interested in and take it apart and build from there. So if you're really interested into like coffee, if I go back to the categories subject here, I think there's a way to search, right? And let's say you go coffees. I actually started building my own coffee page, which was kind of fun. You can go in here and say you want to do a coffee shop tracker, or you want to do a coffee and tea recipe tracker, or coffee notes. This is actually a good one. This is what I'm trying to build right now. And what I could do is hit on view this template, right? Which lets you see what's going on. I love that they have the Spotify page in here. I don't use Spotify. It's against my religion. But I love what they're doing. They're just taking the bag image, what type of blend it is, where it came from, what are the tasting notes. So if you click on one of these, it should open up what they call a side peek. And you'll see their categories are real simple here. They have the roaster, the origin, the roast level, the acidity, the body, the URL where you can purchase it from, if it's one of your favorites, and where'd you bought it from, right? Sakura Blend. Actually super cool. Love this. So I'm going to build something very much like this for myself. And I was adding actually how to do the different pour over recipes. I think that's taking it too far in the beginning. If you're just catching your speed back up. So one thing you could do is you could download this template for free and it will pull it into your Notion. But I want to build my own. But I think it's cool to kind of look in here and sort of see what people are building and sort of go from there. So if you were to look at Blue Bottle Coffee, it is the roaster, the type of origins that they have. Again, there's no acidity stuff here because this is for the whole shop, not an individual bag. But yeah, really cool how they set this up. And I could probably come up with more crazy ideas, but what a neat way to get started. And they have a little toggle here which shows you how to get started. So that's something that you can do, is build from scratch. Start with the Notion templates. Now, during this process, we have what is this wiki. And if you were to click upon this link here or type that into the chat somewhere or comments, sorry, or if you just went by the link that's on this little flyer, this is where it's going to take you to. This is where me and a bunch of people are getting together to walk through Notion and learn all of this stuff. Right now, the only people that have signed in so far have been Brady and Alicia, but this is where I'm just collecting public notes so that we all can learn together. And if you see something and you're part of the deal and you want to leave some notes, this just come in here and I will give you edit access so everybody can keep their notes. I did put in some videos about Notion AI because that's something that I want to get into. But Alicia came in today and she put in this playlist to build a Notion, basic Notion personal OS. I think it's highly valuable to start here because it's building your basic dashboard and a task database and a projects database. And Simon is one of the best teachers on the net when it comes to this. He's a little goofy, but he cool. I kind of like his teaching style. It's pretty good. So you can do this. And here's something that I did for Notion AI. I put in a simple prompt that I used to build something in Notion AI. And it was kind of like a packing list, places I want to go, places I want to eat, ticket reservations, important information. And it was kind of amazing. Notion AI built it for me. Yeah, that part is cool. But, you know, you might not be at the level where you need to buy the business plan in order to play with that. So anyway, this is the wiki where we'll keep notes. It's going to be kind of messy, but I did put in some basic stuff about how you can build a call out to put in, you know, any notes that you have. You want it to be easy for you to find them later. And then I just explained right now, it's just a collection of random weirdness. As we figure this out, it'll get prettier as we go along. Okay, so that's the wiki. And the way to get to that is to type this hashtag, any video on my channel, you type that in the comments, you should get the link that will take you here. Or you can use this docrock.live/NotionNove because I couldn't make the URL the whole word. Reed Bradley does it like that. All right, so coming back here to what we need to know. Move these graphics out the way, dude. Coming back to what we need to know. I also wanted to point you directly to Simon's website because, again, I think he is one of the better teachers. And he does have some things that you can download. Some things are free, some things are paid. This thing that we're building is a really light version of this. And Alicia and I were both like, we should get this because it's kind of handy, but we're going to try to build it off of his build along videos to get started. I will say it's a little confusing in the build along because Notion is at a higher version than it was when he made the video, but it's not too hard. You'll figure it out. Most of the things are there. If you get stuck, you can just stop and ask ChatGPT, hey, where'd they move the dang button? And chat will give you the answer. But I want to show you his. And another person who I think is really good is Sarah, and she's from The Organized Notebook. And she has a whole course, but she also has a bunch of templates. And she even has on here a bunch of her free templates. If you go in here and you look at, under freebies, here you go. So she has some really cool things in here that can go a long way to help you, like learning the shortcut keys, how to do custom fonts and colors. If you're one of those people that like to make your stuff look good, some time management resources, and here's a cheat sheet for keyboard shortcuts. So go and check out Sarah and see some of the cool stuff that she has available for you. on the organized notebook. And this is the build along that Alicia and I are working with. This is what she put down here at the bottom of this page. When you come down here and you see where it says the build to me, this is that video right here. And so I will link to this in the description of this video. I will also link to Sarah and Simon's sites where you can go and download some things. I'll also link to the Notion Academy. But the reality is that's about all you need to know. So we're going to do this over the next 30 days. We're going to hope to get our skills together, and we're going to take it as far as we can. There's no losing. It's just the only way to lose is don't start. So if you've been sitting on the fence about playing with Notion, or you've been thinking about Notion, or you already started and just got lost or gave up somewhere, now is the time. Now is the time for all good men to come to the aids of their country. Remember when you had to type that in typing class? Trust me, I never got good at that one. So this is Notion November. We totally welcome you to come along and play. I'm going to check my notes, make sure I covered everything. Yes, I did cover everything. So, of course, if you have any questions, comments, feedback, write that in the comment section below. And you know what I always say? I have no idea who needed to hear this, but if it was you, let me know in the comment section below. And if you're jumping in, I don't know, do something simple like put a thumbs up or a notebook icon or something. But yeah, jump in, play with us. You don't have to hang out in the wiki. You don't really need a time commitment. I'm just saying, if you don't want to do Notion, pick some app that you've been sitting on. Like, I got to get better at it. And we're going to spend 15, 20 minutes a day, every day for the next 30 days until you get better at it. I've committed to do about an hour a day. Some of them I would do live right here because it's easier to do it live and make the video live and F up live and fix it live in the whole 9 yards, rather than take the time to do it, especially as we get closer to the holidays where it's going to get crazy busy. So yeah, that's basically it. If you like this video, press the like button, press the subscribe button, ring the notification bell. And right about now, the algorithm is going to show you another video I think you should watch. And I agree with them. And look, just because I don't want to edit this video, I even put the end card in here. All I got to do is hit this button and press end.
Fumble a bag, now I will not fumble a bag. Fumble a bag, now I will not fumble a bag. Act like you know how this goes.